Have you ever had to deal with somebody who's extremely indecisive and doesn't know what they want? Or when they think they know what they want, they can't make the decision and take action and go forward with it? Or on the other hand, have you been the one who's had a difficult time making a decision, and even though you think you know, you still don't know, you still question yourself? If that's you, this video is for you. In this video, we are going to talk about dealing with indecision and also indecisive people. Hello, my positive posse. Welcome back to another video on Self-Mastery Mentor. My name's April Kudwa, and in this video, we are going to talk about dealing with indecision and also dealing with people who are indecisive. So before we get started, it is that time. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you also ding that bell so you're notified every single time I upload, which is Wednesday through Friday, and also the Sunday series on Sunday with my friend Juan from Juan Santiago TV, where we will actually now be talking about a new series. We'll be talking about relationships. So make sure you stay tuned for that video on Sunday. All right, so I want to check in with you guys. How are you feeling? What are you thinking about? Where are your emotions at? Where's your clarity at? Where are you at right now in your journey? If you're feeling anything but your absolute best, let's all make the conscious decision right now to find something to be grateful for, throw those smiles on, and raise our vibrations just a little bit higher. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this land of indecision, right? So first, let's start with you. If you guys, for some reason, are feeling very indecisive about something or a decision, and you feel like you're looking at things from different angles, this way, that way, and the other way, and just cannot seem to make a decision or cannot seem to just know what is right? And even when you think you know, you turn around and then you have a different thought and then you don't know. Well, first, I want to make sure that we get out of a state of analysis paralysis. One of the things that can keep us in a state of indecision is to constantly be looking at something this way, looking at it 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 this way. So we want to get out of that state of analysis paralysis and stop overthinking about things. This is when you guys want to actually tune into your emotional side of things and really kind of see where's your heart at, because sometimes we can have a issue balancing, your emotions, your head and your heart, right? So when your head is constantly all over the place trying to make a decision, but your heart inside is thinking something and you're not listening to it, that's when you have a lot of conflicting viewpoints. Because the way that we want to make a decision is by balancing the mind and the heart, right? And so what you want to do if you're in that state of indecision and not knowing where to go is to truly stop thinking about whatever the situation is, whether that's a new work deal, a relationship, whether you should move across country, whatever it is. Stop thinking about it and truly tap into your emotions. You can do this through meditation. You can do this through going on a walk outdoors. You can do this and putting on some soft music and truly asking yourself deep down, like, what do you want in your core? Don't try to say, well, I want this in my core, but this is what's best. Or I want this, but it should look like this. Or I want this, but it has to be on this time and these terms and this. Just ask yourself, what do you want? You have to find your own emotional clarity and your own emotional bliss and what it is that you truly want on the core, on the inside of you. When you can be in touch with yourself and truly know and figure out what it is that your heart wants, you then can go about making sure that you do that in a clear-cut pathway. And then you escape that land of indecision, right, in that analysis paralysis state. And so one of the things that can actually keep us in that analysis paralysis and actually keep us from seeing that clarity in our heart and in our soul and what we actually want is when we sometimes are afraid to trust ourselves. And this can come from our past. This can come from past situations, past issues that we've dealt with, maybe troubling relationships or things that didn't actually work out the way that we expected or wanted. So you want to make sure that you're always trusting in you. You have an intuition inside of you. You have an inner voice. So make sure you don't block that out. Like I said, do some meditation, go for a walk, go somewhere by yourself, and truly just on your own get in touch with that intuition. Really tune in and tap into what you know and trust inside your heart. As you're doing that, right, and you trust yourself, you'll know that everything will work out for you the way that it's supposed to, how you want it to. Just because something in your past maybe didn't work out, let's say a certain relationship didn't work out and you guys maybe fell apart, you thought it was the right thing, but it didn't end up being that way. Don't think that every single relationship or every single decision you make is going to turn out exactly the same as your past. That's one thing with self-confidence and self-worth, and as you progress along your journey, is knowing that you can trust the decisions that you make because you are in tune and in touch with you. When you're trusting your heart, right, and you're trusting your mind, and you're finding that perfect balance between your spirit and your ego, you're not letting your ego take over and keep you away from what your heart truly wants, but you're also not letting your heart control everything and keep you away from what you intuitively know as well. You know, then when you find that balance, you'll be able to trust yourself and gain that confidence and rebuild that confidence again to know that you will make the right decision moving forward. And remember, everything in life that you've experienced in your past was meant to happen for you to learn certain things, learn certain lessons, and cultivate your mind and your clarity to give you a better view on what you truly want and where you're going, and to get more in touch with that intuition that you do have inside of you. So like I said, if something didn't work out from the past, it's not that that means it's going to happen every single time. It just means that that was meant to teach you something so that you can get more into alignment with what you truly want and make the right decision when the opportunity is presented in front of you. So as you guys do that, I want you to also know and visualize the possible outcomes, right? One exercise you guys can do with this that I think would be really beneficial for you guys is to actually write out what you want. Don't write out, you know, this way, that way, this way, this way. Truly sit with yourself when you're doing this exercise and write out, what do you want? Do you want a certain job that's gonna make X amount? Do you wanna live in a certain area? Do you want a love relationship that's caring and fulfilling and giving and somebody who truly is self-aware and understands you? If that's what you want, write that out. When you write out what you want, instead of focusing on what you don't want, you are able to find true clarity that, hey, this is what I want. This is the relationship I'm seeking. This is the career I'm seeking. These are the opportunities that I truly want in my heart and also in my mind. When you write it out, then you can literally focus on just that and only that of what you actually want. When you do that, you stop paying attention to the negatives, you stop paying attention to what you don't want, right? And when you find someone or something or an opportunity that is aligned with what you want, go for it, take it, you'll know it, you'll recognize it because you're self-aware enough to consider what you want in your heart and your mind. And then as you do that, you'll know and you'll recognize when that's sitting there in front of you. Whether that's a career opportunity or a person or a friendship or a moving or whatever it is, you'll be in alignment because you'll be self-aware enough to acknowledge it and understand that it's there in front of you. Now, I want you guys to also make sure you take your time to understand what it is you want, right? This can be something you do over a couple days. This can be, you know, something that you do as you're working along your journey, but also make sure that you are aware that opportunities do not last forever. So like I said, if there's a career that, you know, an offer comes up and you're saying, I don't know if I want to take it, I don't know if I want to move, I don't know if this would be the good opportunity for me, and you just sit around, you think about it, you think about it, and you think about it, but you truly don't make that hard decision, you might actually lose that opportunity. So you need to be real with yourself and you need to be aware that opportunities do not last forever. And this is the same thing in dating relationships. You might meet an amazing person, but because you're stuck there in analysis paralysis, trying to figure yourself out, trying to understand what to do, not understanding the balance between your heart and your mind, you might lose that person. And that's just the way it goes. You might lose out on an awesome opportunity, an awesome person that the universe was truly trying to give you everything you wanted. Make sure you truly take your time to understand yourself, but also make sure that you're not just dilly-dallying either. So make sure you find that balance. Again, everything in life is balance. A balance between your spirit and your ego, balance between your heart and your mind, balance between taking your time, but also not missing opportunities because things do not last forever. I will tell you that's one thing I've learned along my journey is I had this opportunity with my current boss that I work for, and he gave me his business card. I was down here in Florida working another job actually, and I decided, you know what, I will go in, I'll intern, I'll see what it's like, I'll job shadow, and I ended up taking the opportunity and actually ended up being my internship. The school approved it, and now I've been down here for, this will be 6 years I've been working for him total, so it was an opportunity that I had to make a decision on right away. If I would have sat back and said, well, I don't know, should I go there, should I not go there, am I making enough money now, then maybe I don't need to do that, and I'm back and forth, I would have missed the opportunity, and this opportunity is the opportunity of a lifetime that I was always seeking, and it was the universe giving it to me. That's how it goes, whether that's work, relationships, anything. You are given opportunities when they're meant to come to you, when you are ready for them, not when you want to think about it, maybe not, then maybe tomorrow you'll decide, oh, that was the opportunity. That's the thing with opportunities, they come and they go, so you've got to recognize them and you've got to realize it and you've got to make a decision quick. So one of the things that you can do with that is take action. For people who are very indecisive and can't decide what they want, they do want this, but maybe not right now, or they want this, or they want that, and they're going back and forth, the best way to handle that is to take action. Make a choice, stick with that choice, go with that choice. If it doesn't work out, there's a lesson for you. And through that lesson, you learned something else, you made new connections, it evolved you spiritually, it evolved you as a person, and it evolved you into your next life path. So make the decision, make it, write it out, decide what you want, decide the balance between your heart and your mind, get out of analysis paralysis, stop overthinking stuff, and just make a concrete decision. Everything in life is working out for you. Everything, at all times, everything. And if it doesn't work out, it evolved you, which means it's still working out for you to get you closer to where you want. So do not miss opportunities and keep going. So now I want to actually transition into talking about dealing with people who are indecisive. This can be in a love relationship, this can be in a work situation, this can also be in just any situation actually. When you're dealing with somebody who's always indecisive, doesn't know what they want, maybe doesn't know if they want to go with your company, or maybe doesn't know if they want to be with you, maybe doesn't know yada yada yada. If you're dealing with that, get away from it, walk out of there. If somebody can't decide, walk away. Some of the most successful people in the world talk about how what separates the successful from the unsuccessful is the ability to make a quick decision. So it's actually Napoleon Hill who has a big lesson about decision making. So I actually want to read you guys one of his quotes and then talk about it with you. So one of his quotes says, "The man of decision cannot be stopped. The man of indecision cannot be started. Take your own choice. Before you can achieve any level of success in any undertaking, you must first make a firm decision to do so." So I want to talk to you guys now, how we were talking about people when you're dealing with people who are indecisive, right? The most successful people in the world make quick decisions. And that's proven, that's shown, look it up. If you want to be more successful, make quick decisions. Make decisions about this, that, and the other thing, and just go with it. Trust your gut. Trust that something has came to you because it's supposed to, and you can trust yourself to make the right decision on it. When you sit and you wait and you wonder and you think, it'll literally sit there in the background, you'll procrastinate, and it will become more of an issue, more of a burden, and you'll never end up making a decision, and you'll actually miss the opportunity. So when you deal with somebody who's indecisive on you, or indecisive on your company, or indecisive on all of that, walk away from them, because they clearly don't have it all together and on your level enough to make decisions quickly. They miss out on opportunities, they think about things, they procrastinate, and honestly, that's not someone you want around you or to work with or be around anyway in the first place. You should never have to convince someone to be with you. You should never have to convince someone to make efforts. You should never have to convince someone to choose your company. If someone sees your value, they will see your value right away. They will make a decision right away, and they will know that there's an opportunity in front of their face, looking them in the face, and they will not be stupid enough to walk away from it. So if somebody is sitting there wishy-washy, doesn't really know, then they literally already gave you their answer, that they just haven't made a decision on you and they don't want you. So walk away from it, because you don't want that person anyway. You want somebody who is decisive, because that's where successful people come from. You want someone who can make a decision, trust themselves, have the confidence to trust in themselves, and stick with that decision all the way through so they can have truly the life of their dreams. So I hope this helps you guys. If you're dealing with someone who's indecisive, like we said, let them go. Let them go, because as high vibrational beings, you are decisive, you trust yourself, you trust your gut, and you go with it, and you recognize an opportunity when it is there. If you are facing indecision and you're struggling with that, learn how to balance out your analysis paralysis. Find the balance between your emotions and your analytical side, and truly find that middle ground. Write it out, what it is you want in your heart, your mind, and your soul. And then when you see something that aligns with that, go for it and choose it. Don't procrastinate, and do not miss that opportunity. So I hope this helps you guys. I will talk to you guys on Sunday. Make sure to stay tuned for the Sunday series with my friend Juan from Juan Santiago TV, where we will be talking about our new series, which is actually relationships. So we'll be diving deep. I know this is a situation everyone loves. Everyone loves love, right? And we're all seeking that. So stay tuned. We will talk to you guys on Sunday. Have a great day.